How's it? Today's Friday, August 11th. I am still rebuilding, and yeah, today is a small Friday. I'm actually at the gym today with my boy Colton from work. Um, so this is the first time I lifted with him ever. I'm very proud of him. I don't expect a lot of people to be able to like keep up with, especially if they're not a weightlifter. And like, I'm not saying that I'm like specifically like extraordinary or anything. It's just that like there's a lot of stuff that I have to do on a regular work day, like working weight day wise, and yeah, he was able to do all the reps and everything, and yeah, it was a fun time. Um, but going back to my workout itself, I am doing that sort of thing where I can ease myself back into the actual full lifts. I think I talked a little bit about it on Wednesday with those snatches, those low block snatches. Right, so if I have those low block snatches, it's giving me the opportunity to catch in a full squat position, and that itself is probably more important than getting in a good start position. I think, just because my start position, like ordinarily my good start position, it doesn't hurt, and ordinarily getting all the way to the bottom position does hurt. So I have to be a little bit careful about where it is in space, and so these complexes with power snatch, overhead squat, and then snatch slowly get me to work from complete all the way overhead to full squat, and then getting full squat with speed. And that in itself is invaluable for rehab it. And yeah, I'm excited with how today went, with how I'm feeling, because it feels like I'm able to put my body in the position that I wanted to without having to necessarily think too hard about how I'm feeling. I think it seems like it's just going to continue getting better from here, and I'm super happy with that. I don't think that I am in a worse position now than I was, 2 weeks ago or a week ago. I feel like I mean, that's really it's not expected for me to be worse off, but sometimes I end up taking a lot of steps backwards, and right now it's not happening. So here's my last warm up here at 70. I forgot I had to do that overhead squat, so that little weird little dippy do occurred. And here's my first set at 76. Power snatch was a little bit weird. Overhead squats, easy. All of it's easy. Catching the snatches, easy. But you can see like I'm getting speed, and it feels nice. It feels like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my second set here. A lot better on the power snatch. And then this full snatch. One thing that I'm thinking about a lot more is having truly um, no arm pull, no early arm pull at first snatches, and just letting my extension guide the bar where it's supposed to go, and then allowing my body to move under it later. And I think that it's going to be a good thing moving forward. It feels like that's the way I used to lift when I wasn't as strong, and I've slowly veered away from that over time, and it became what it was, a couple of months ago. And I think that if I'm able to lift with just pushing with my legs first and then pulling with my arms, like timing wise, the way it's supposed to be done, I'm going to be a lot better of a lifter overall after all of this rehab work is said and done. So after that, I'm moving to my power clean with a front squat, with a clean, with a power jerk. That's 4 different movements altogether. And I don't know. I feel like these are like I was limping there. I feel like these are a little bit not as good as my snatches were. When I clean these, standing up, I get really lightheaded, and I don't know what that's coming from. But as it is, it's like right here. I'm like thinking, uh-oh, am I gonna be lightheaded? So some of these jerks don't look as good as I think they should. And then 96 here. Power clean's easy. Front squat's also easy. And then full clean, and then power jerk. For me, I think what needs to be really emphasized on these lifts is not just going through the motions. Because at this point in the workout, I'm already like almost 2 hours in, and it's it's a lot of work. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm not going to lie about it. It is a lot of work, even though it's very light. Like moving around this much takes a lot out of you. And so what happens usually is I phone it in towards the end of workouts. I mean, I try not to, especially when it's really important for me to have a stronger technique. But, sometimes that's just what happens. And if I'm more dialed in, I think that technique wise, I would be a little bit more precise on my positioning that allows me to lift with no pain. And I think that sometimes I end up getting lazy. I didn't today though. For what it's worth, I didn't get lazy because I knew that it was hard enough for me that I needed to like put an emphasis on focusing for technique, but it wasn't. I guess that's all I'm about to say. It wasn't too easy, right? That's my last power jerk here, and then after that I go into my tempo front squat, which is gonna have a pause at the bottom, like at the complete bottom, and I think this is pretty solid. I think there are issues with a little bit of my groin, not my lower back. The lower back did have a little bit of twinges of pain at the top of some of these reps, like before I started, and then in the middle of like when I stopped at the top. But for the most part, 110 today was pretty solid for three doubles, and I don't know, I'm moving forward. So I don't expect all of this to be pain free. I think that it would be great to be being pain free, but I don't think that that is realistic. I'm gonna have to consistently test the boundaries, and if everything was perfect, then yeah, I wouldn't need to test those boundaries because I would just be able to go really quickly back to where I was. But there's no way I can do that. So I need to make sure that I'm set in the way that I want to lift, and then just slowly and surely push the weights up. But yeah, here's my last set at 110, 210. At zero again just means that I'm trying to push as fast as I can out of the hole. No tempo necessarily. And then after that, I moved into my pull-ups here. This is my last of the exercises today. This is my last movement, I guess I would say. But yeah, I mean, I think today was a really solid session. I mean, I don't know if Colton you ever watch this, but I'm super happy for you. I'm very proud of you. 2 PRs is a big one. So yeah, thank you for watching. That's it for today. Shoots.